According to a source in the US, there weren't any crowds dancing in the streets, which rivaled the moment that Nelson Mandela was released from 27 years of unjust imprisonment. But anyway, the official palace announcement that Meghan is not going to be coming to the coronation has been greeted by citizens all over the world with a collective sigh of relief. Actually, that's not accurate. It was a lot more like cheers and clapping of hands and Meghan portraits being used for dartboards all the way from Vancouver to Singapore and from Auckland to Oslo. Yes, people, you can feel it. I mean, this news is almost as good as when people found out that Hitler was dead or the Blitz was finally over. Now, before you all get offended, of course I'm exaggerating more than a little bit, but then again, Meghan is very familiar with exaggerated hyperbole, isn't she? I would say she's a bit of an expert in that field, actually. Do you remember when she said that flight attendants were on bended knee thanking her for her sacrifice, and that she curtsied before the Queen like a brandy-soaked Sir Walter Raleigh? Or what about that story she told where she felt so humbled when she was walking among other naked ladies at a Korean health spa? Or when she told us that it was so upsetting when she was opening briefcases on that show, and they only noticed her for her bimbo looks instead of her feminist brains. According to Meghan Markle, the world is rife with these kinds of tragedies, and it is so unfair to her. I really think the South Park got it right when they portrayed her as that empty vessel. That really is what she wants. She walks around screaming, "Stop looking at me," but she really just wants awards to put on her fireplace mantle. She wants to affix dollar store princely coronets and tiaras to plastic baby dolls that are photoshopped with the latest faces that they're using for Artificial and Invisibed. And I'm sure everybody will be standing in front of some birthday cake that isn't real either. If you didn't already know it, I think you know now Meghan Markle is a coward. She has done what playground bullies do, run in the opposite direction and then cry victim when things are not going according to plan, beat a hasty retreat when challenged and called to account. That is her specialty. By not coming, Meghan is letting herself off the hook. She doesn't want to have to face the consequences of her words and actions over the past few years. Meghan knows good and well that if she were to dare come to the UK, people probably would boo her. She knows all about Candlegate too, remember that? And she knows about the BBC cameras cutting to another scene when Meghan tried her grand arrival by stepping out of a limousine. Meghan and the stand-ins for the children and the prince that she married are not going to be up there on that balcony no matter what. Meghan knows that they did not give in to a single demand of hers. There was no negotiation that happened at all, no apology. So Meghan chooses to excuse herself by exiting like the drama queen that she is. Meghan is not going to fall on her own sword, though. She doesn't want to deprive the world of her presence, of course, at least not yet. So I guess Meghan just does not see the point of going to the coronation because she didn't get what she wanted. So she's going to go and sulk behind her gated McMansion and put on a fake birthday party with fake celebrity guests and 2 invisible children. I don't know if she's going to hire some or if she's going to borrow from friends this time, or will she just use some dolls? Who knows? But we know we're going to see that rictus grin in some kind of Photoshop photo that they're going to release. It is sure to appear. Meghan hopes that her absence is going to be viewed as the right motherly gesture, so nurturing to be celebrating Artificial's birth. Or wait, is it Invisibed's? I forget. I cannot remember anymore because I have heard so many lies from this woman. I find it very difficult to pay attention to anything that she says or does at this point. Do I even care about what she says or does? Oh, absolutely not. Meghan is a typical narcissist after all. She is basically a textbook case. Meghan paints herself into a corner, and then she starts to act in desperation as she's realizing that her turf is shrinking. So it's time to try to snatch some attention, steal some thunder from somebody, try to pry a victory from the lion's jaws, try to save face, try to pull out all the porkies, and dramatize a Madame Butterfly. This is nothing new. We have seen it all before, but actually a lot of people did a better job with it. In fact, I would say this production from Meghan isn't very good. Meghan's act isn't very fun, actually. I'd like to be entertained with something else, something more fun, something cheery, something in good taste maybe. But instead we get this tawdry tale of Meghan, the diva clutching her mask, her true face a death skull. You know what, maybe I should ask for a refund for my ticket, because I didn't get the seat I wanted. Megan's a coward, and so now she's gone into hiding. She doesn't want us to know that we're about to see a narc collapse, so trust me, the facade spin is going to be coming out in the days and weeks leading up to the coronation. I cannot predict exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to happen. But you know what? We shouldn't worry too much, because Megan at this point doesn't have very far to fall. And I am not divorced from reality in saying this. I think Megan is the one who has no relationship with reality. Maybe a flip over the railing is about as good as finding that half-empty bottle of Jack, but I don't know if Megan's really going to do herself in. I think it's more likely that she would try to convince us all that she almost killed herself. She felt so awful because she was snubbed at the coronation, that she did what, I don't know, took a bottle of pills, although she's not going to tell us that that bottle of pills was Flintstone vitamins. Megan is a nasty piece of work indeed. The so-called influencer influences us to drop down to her low level. She loves it. My name-calling is not very bad in comparison to what other people have said. Words are, after all, the only thing we can really use to express how much we despise her, because Megan doesn't have any boundaries, and she simply doesn't know when to throw in the towel. She's relentless in the way that she bombards us with herself, and she so annoyingly imposes her fakery and phoniness upon us. Even though people have tried to explain to her what is wrong with her behavior, she still doesn't get it. Nobody wants to know what Megan has to say. We don't care what she does, but she insists on forcing herself on us. The Queen of Nasty is only able to comprehend nasty. I think most people just call Megan names because they cannot express the depth of their disdain. This woman is so fake, she is beyond the use of a simple F word. There is simply no word in the English language to express how awful she truly is. So we can let people express what they can in their own way, and I don't think we should judge them for that. I'm just curious about what the explosion is going to be. Something just occurred to me. Harry is not going to be in a good way to catch that plane. He cannot seem like he's just emerged from a cat fight, so maybe that's plan A. And plan B, I guess, would be a phantom miscarriage. And then plan C, well, I'm guessing Marcus would be involved in that one. That's going to have Harry running back in no time at all. But what about plan D? Maybe we're going to be hearing from all the A-listers of Montecito that there was this great party hosted by the regal Meghan Markle. Oh, another thought occurred to me. Meghan does love to stalk people, let's remember. She loves to show up like a brazen hussy, playing mind games once again from across the Atlantic. I hope more ideas can come out by the time I wake up. This is all such a nightmare. And you, what do you think about Megan? Please tell me your view below in the comments. If you think my video is useful, please remember to like and share it anytime you want. And please subscribe.